What's up YouTube, it's your boy Exposed Toxic and we're back with another YouTube video. Today I'm going to go through my little home studio, show you all what I got, show you my equipment, show you what I'm working with, and really just show you where the magic happens, you know what I'm saying? Bear with me, my studio is a little clustered right now. I have a lot of stuff going on. You know, my mother had just got done moving, so a lot of my childhood items are here. I'm still trying to get like storage bins for them and figure all out where that's going. And then me and Danielle are getting married, and we have some of our bridal party gifts here that we haven't given to the correct people yet, so just bear with me with the cluster and let's get into it, you know. So this is coming into the studio. This is one of my dogs, River. Hey buddy, he's a good guy. Okay, let's show him around, River. Alright, so right now my computer, I'm looking to upgrade. My computer is a 2017 MacBook Pro. GPU core is like 8 gigabytes. It's shot at this point. You know, I went through college with it and all that stuff. Yeah, it's shot. It's terrible. I need to upgrade. I'm looking to do that within the next month or so. I've upgraded since then. Obviously, it's been about a year, maybe a year and a half. I used to record all my music on the Focusrite Solo, very first Focusrites ever out. Before I got that, actually, I used to record on a Guitar Hero mic, which I've said in past interviews. And then I went from the Focusrite to I believe it was a AT, very cheap Audio Technica mic, and right now Sharez is using that. That's what he records on in his home studio until he gets an upgrade. Currently, from that point, I would record on an AT 2020 plugged into the Focusrite, plugged directly into a USB my MacBook Pro. You know, it's been about a year and a half now, I believe, and I now record on the Apollo Solo, and my mic is now a Shure SM7B. I have a cloud lifter back here that also, you know, helps boost up the dB, because if you didn't know, without that, you know, the Shure SM7B automatically, I believe it records at a negative 25 dB, and so if you don't know what that means it records really low. So the cloud lifter brings it back up to 0 and kind of gets rid of that depth. Got some plants going on here. This is what it looks like in the background. You know, I'm very like aesthetic, like I need things that please my mind, things that are nice for me to look at and feel nostalgic while I'm creating. That's why I have a lot of collectibles and a lot of old things around. These are old action figures here. And as far as like the speakers, right now I am kind of outgrowing them as far as my ears and hearing go. I believe these are the PreSonus 3.5 desktop monitors. I want to upgrade to some Roccat 5s or some Yamahas over the years, but for now these would do. Probably won't upgrade until I get to a new place. I have a Yamaha DGX 500 sitting here. I was actually given this by an old friend of mine named Liam, who I used to work at the music store with directly out of college, and he was clearing out a storage shed, and he was like, hey man, I have a bunch of music stuff, do you want it? And I was like, for free, of course I'm gonna take it. So he gave me this piano. The stand is outside of my shed because I really don't need the stand. It takes up a lot out of room. He also gave me this PV piano amp. It's originally for piano, but you know, I've hardwired it and I reworked it, and it also works for my guitar and it works for my vocals as well. So problem is it stays there because it weighs about like roughly, it probably weighs like 60 pounds, and it's just a hassle to be hauling it around. This single chair right here, it used to be a full futon, and it would take up this entire back wall here. I didn't like that. It took up this entire space, and then I'd have like a light post over here in this corner, and then I believe I had like a table over here in this corner. And coming into the year 2024, I was like, you know what, I really don't have people over here as much as I did in the years of 2021 and 2022 and even 2023. I used to have people here all the time when we would record. I'm one of the few home studios here in my town, and so my friends would come over here, we would record for hours and, you know, just have fun. We don't really do that as much as we used to anymore, so now I just kind of was like, you know, let me make this a room full for my content, for my job, and for creating. So that's exactly what I did. I took apart the futon. One of the pieces in the futon was starting to break, so what I did when I reworked the room is I completely stripped the chair apart, and then I pretty much built this chair based off the materials that I was given from the previous futon. So that's what I did. It's a single chair. These two guitars right here, this is a Fender acoustic. I'm not sure what the motto is. This is a Fender acoustic. I have played this in a few of my songs. Off the top of my head, the number one that comes to my head is my song Kid, that's on my newest album. That's a song that's about, it's pretty much a letter to myself as a child. Played this guitar, recorded that guitar with my AT2020 Audio-Technica mic right there on the Focusrite, because at the time that I recorded Kid, it was about 2 years ago, and I didn't have the Apollo Solo yet. So as far as DAW, you know, I'm running Mac, so of course it's easy to assume I'm running Logic Pro, which I am. Wouldn't want to use any other DAW. When I was in college, I used Mixbus and I used Pro Tools, and Pro Tools is great and everything, but I just feel like for home recording, Logic takes the crown. So I really enjoy using Logic. I feel like I mastered it over the years. You know, I've been doing this now for 5-6 years, I believe, and I've been out of college now for 4 years, so I've been implementing the things that I learned from college and continuing to educate myself and teach myself new things as far as recording goes. This was my first ever piece of music equipment. This is a Akai MPI MIDI controller. I got this back in 2017 when I think I was 19. I bought it with the very last few bucks that I had, and I bought it on Amazon, and at the time I had bought an iPad, and I just made beats on my iPad using the GarageBand. Big fan of coffee and tea when I work, so that's my little, you know, coffee tea area. Fridge is pretty empty right now, as you saw. Kind of been gaming. Call of Duty just came out, so kind of been gaming in here a lot, so the fridge is very, very minimal right now. These albums are some of my favorite albums that inspire me, so that's why they're hanging up. Also, I just love the aesthetic look that it gives. This right here is actually my first ever guitar amp that I got when I was, I believe I got it when I was 8 or 9 years old. And I believe, if I remember correctly, this came from Toys R Us. So this alone is a nostalgic, like, rare item, because Toys R Us doesn't exist anymore. So this is a first act guitar amp. I have not used it since I was probably like 10 or 11. I recently came across it again because, like I said, my mom was in the process of moving to a new place and she had it in her storage shed, so I took it out. This right here, forgot to show you all this. Big fan of books. This is one of my few bookshelves that I have. You know, more collectibles. These are a great collection by Austin Kleon. Read these if you feel like you're a creative that's just stuck in where you're at right now. These are all my music related books that I own. There's a few in here that didn't make the cut, but these are the most important to me. And then this is my vinyl collection. I do not have the vinyl player hooked up right now, but you know, I hook it up when I need it. Sometimes I like to sample beats. As far as beats go, I really don't like producing on Logic. I know I said it earlier in this video that Logic's the only one I use, but that was false. I also use FL Studio, but I only use that to make beats. So this guitar right here, Danielle got me this for our anniversary, I think about 3 years ago, I think it was. And this is a Squier Mini by Fender. I believe this is a Mini Jazzmaster. Love this thing. I've added a few things producing wise with this guitar. In a lot of my songs, one that comes off the top of my head is my song Machine, and I added a few riffs on Kids on Molly as well with that guitar. That guitar is a lot easier to record with because obviously it's electric, so it just plugs right into the DAW. This monitor is an LG 8K. I forget what the hertz are on it. I want to say it's 120, 140. I don't know if 140 is a thing, but if not, then it's 120. It's the highest hertz, 8K. I don't know what the dimensions is on this thing, but I know it's an ultra wide monitor. I've had a few of these in the past. They usually break on me after a few years, but this one's been going strong now for about 2.5 years. Love this. I don't think I can ever go back to just a normal style monitor. I have to have the ultra wide, so love that. Right here is my blue mic stand that is holding the Shure SM7B. I have that attached to the desk here, and then, you know, just have some key lights and whatnot. And then up here is where I have some wires, the daily wires that I usually use while working on music, some extra headphones, and, you know, some collectibles once again. In this closet, I'm not gonna show you it, it's a disaster, but I have props, backdrops, camera lighting, camera equipment, paperwork that I need for stuff like brand deals and taxes and all that boring stuff. I have a few things that, like, collectible wise, that I just didn't make the cut out here because I don't like it to look too crowded. But yeah, I mean, other than that, like, that's pretty much my home tour here. And I mean, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the wrap and the gist of this small little room that I created so much music in. All in all, I've probably created about like 500 songs in here over the course of the last 3 years we've been here. Looking to upgrade soon within the next year, so maybe you'll see another studio tour within a year, but we'll see how that goes. Until next time, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Leave a like, subscribe, and look for the next video. It's been your boy Exposed Toxic. Peace out.
And through these tears, I'm finding strength to heal my heart. In the darkness, I'll always find a way to restart. And if I never make it out, at least I know I can make it through the ups and downs.